Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio, this post-match show. Rangers 2, Nice 0. Join myself, Foxshire, on the panel is a legend. Yes, the legend, that is the Fox. Evening, Fox.
They all get that as Fox. Evening, pal, how are you doing?
All right, mate. I think Bridge is still recuperating. We've gone from strength to strength. I've had some great messages. Do you want me to read some of them out for Bridge?
Oh, of course.
This one's for Jerry Boy. Yeah, get well soon, Bridge. This one's for Jinky7. Get well soon, Bridge. And JP2, get well soon, Bridge. So there you go, mate.
Have they all got a wee Irish flag beside their name?
No, it was Nigerian, mate.
Nigerian, I see.
Well, 2-0, mate. A good exercise, training session. Times we played some decent stuff, and other times we were slack with the ball,
Well, I wasn't, 2 games in 2 days. I wasn't expecting a kind of high press and fast flowing game of football, but what I was expecting was short, sharp passing, and I'm afraid we fell down in that. But a result's a result. I'm absolutely biling because Premier Sports never showed us getting our trophy, the first one we've had in a while.
Did they give it after the game, or were they waiting? Or were they waiting for the other game?
Oh, we've already won it.
Get it and take it home.
Of course.
I think one of the things that showed up for me is we might need a centre-half cover. Hollander's not appeared yet, which gives me cause for concerns, and I don't know if we could go with Big Edmondson and Connor Golson. And I thought Golson done okay tonight, but Big Edmondson shows his limitation in possession, Fox, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that.
God, that sounded like a voice for the grave. Where did that come from? Evening, Bridgeman.
Good evening to Perry. I have to say that I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm slow recovery type thing. Taking my time on everything. Watched that tonight. I'm delighted with the result.
Bridge.
Yes, man.
Bridge. We're going to introduce you to a big build-up.
Okay, pal. Right.
Right, go away and sit in the corner again.
Right, okay, bud.
Right. Listen, we've been joined by Bridgeman, Fox.
He just sneaked in the back door there.
I do think I do agree with Youngster when you said I thought George, what do you call him? What's his name again? Edmondson. I think he struggled with parts of his game. I thought he did the same as the previous week. When he passes the halfway line, he doesn't know. Sometimes I don't know what he's trying to do, and all of a sudden it's a poor pass. And he's out of position, and the other teams just run past him.
He's always trying to. It's like he's trying to put it between two people, and it's too hard to pass all the time, Bridge. Yeah, and then I don't get this one knocking it 5 yards for a goal kick and putting your whole team under pressure. I don't get it. I know it's the modern way. It's a trend that's come into the game. Especially if you're winning a game of football, you get a goal kick, you push your whole team up the park, so you're 40 yards away from your goal.
Absolutely.
I know I'm a bit old-fashioned. Anyway, Bridge, how are you, mate? Did you hear the messages around? Some of the messages that get sent for you?
I didn't hear anything, no.
No, we got them. Jerry Boy said, get well soon, Bridge. Jinky7, all the best, Bridge, get well soon. And JP2, we love you, Bridge. So there you go.
Very good. Jinky7, aye.
Obviously, always listening to the show.
Love it.
What I will say, Fox, is we scored 2 good goals. Fox.
Can I get back to the centre backs before we pass over that?
Yes,
I think that could be a troublesome thing for us the rest of the season. I think we need to look again about taking the ball inside the 18-yard box for by kicks. As you say, if I was playing against Rangers, I'd be happy with our 2 centre backs on the ball.
I agree, mate.
We need to come up with another way of distributing the ball for the back.
Can I ask you a question, Foxy? I'm not going to ask it in the open. What did you think of Tavernier?
I thought he was all right. Wasn't he any worse than anybody else in the park?
I thought for the player he's been, whereas I thought some of his decisions were poor. Never mind. I just wanted to say it. I don't think he's going to have to play another step. He's probably 2 steps more.
You're a bit early, mate, in the season for
having
a
I'm only saying
captain.
But no. Remember who he is and where we're playing. It's the same. This is his teammates, and he just seems to drops them into trouble quite often. That's all.
I thought he was one of the better players in the first half.
He may indeed have been, but
and that was his second game in 2 days as well, and he was one of the longest players on the park on the Friday night game or Saturday game. Was it? What day was it? Thursday. And he was on the park for the most part of that game as well. So
when does the other game take place, Fox?
7:45, mate.
Tonight. Fuck off, I'll tell you.
Bridgeman, we're live.
Sorry, pal. Apologies.
Fox, I thought, I don't think it was anybody really shone. There was some nice bits and pieces. And over the piece, it was a sort of, if you accept that Thursday night was maybe an 8 out of 10, I think it was a 6.5 out of 10, Fox, for the team.
Aye, it definitely showed that it was his second game in a couple of days. We're a better team when we go and we press as a team, work hard and try and earn the ball back. I think we're very good in the counter-attack, but we'll not get much opportunity in Scotland for that because of the way that teams just sit back against us. I thought in the first half, especially against the younger end of the nice team, we struggled again to create chances. And Jermaine Defoe, one chance in the game, scores like the good striker he is.
And, a good goal, Fox. It was a good goal.
Yes, it was indeed. And the goal at the end there, the young Jamie Jonas took that well.
Funny enough,
we
didn't play that well in the second half, if I'm being honest. But we had the best 2 chances in the whole of the half. We got the second goal, and obviously with Jamie Murphy and Morelos through whether Jamie takes a shot or he passes it to Morelos. Morelos wasn't too happy. So, what will do if people want to join us? What's the number, Fox?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in the call. The old school boy, you can speak to Fox and the Bridge this evening. The legends of the show. Right, we've been joined by another legend, whatever. JFK's joined us. Evening, JFK.
Evening, my good friends. How are you all tonight?
Evening, Jimmy.
Hi, evening, Jimmy. Nice to hear you, pal.
Yeah, that was a bit, as a word, turgid for that game tonight.
I wouldn't argue with that. That's a good description. It wasn't a thriller, GFK.
No, it was not, guys. It was not. But it was a win. We used 20 players the night, so it gave everybody a run out. It's still a win. I mean, I'm not disappointed the way we played. I think, 2 games like that in 48 hours is a lot to ask after not playing any competitive football for 4 months. So it's a win, and I like the colour of the cup, by the way. It's red, white and blue. What would you think of that magic?
It looked good in the trophy room, innit?
Aye. So I'm just hoping that later on, I'm going to tune into the end of their game later on, because that's when the cup and the medals that get out. I want to see them clap the Rangers onto the park,
Guard of honour. Well, it's always good to see. It's always good to see teams win competitions on the pitch. JFK.
Oh, hey, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was just saying that to Big Graham there. We're sitting watching. It's great to see a team actually win a game and be deserved winners than just being handed a trophy and awarded it, for the sake of complaining all the time.
Do you think the other 2 teams should just go home because there's no playing for anything? Just a joke. Just a joke. Just devilment.
It was. I used the word turgid, guys. I think we could see the amount of subs that the Gafford used and how quickly used them. We were very leggy. It's a pleasing performance. It's a nice goal, good build up, nice goal. I was really pleased with that. I was funny laughing at it. We're shouting and bawling at Fred. No, would he have passed the ball? Same as Jamie Murphy, didn't he pass it? No, he wouldn't have.
So I think Jamie Murphy actually done the right thing. He just didn't hit it well enough.
Yeah, he just didn't hit it, but Fred was absolutely angry. Do you think he's carrying a wee bit of weight, Alfredo?
Funny enough, he says the exact same thing about yours.
I hope it is muscle, Fox.
Don't see it, mate. It looks sharp for me. He looks quite interested.
I just think he's. I hope it is muscle, but I just think he's a wee bit bulked. So I'm just hoping that is muscle.
Squad's bulked up, mate. You can see.
Oh, that. Aye, definitely. Even the wee boy Jonas looks apart.
Well, he's been like that for a bit of a while now. It'll be interesting to see if he becomes a squad player. The boy Jonas, obviously. Gerard thinks about him. He's given him a contract, Fox. Huh?
Yep. Aye. I think he's a decent young midfielder, but it's going to be hard for young midfielders to get into your side at the present time. It's the one department where we seem to have plenty of players, but I wish the young man well and hope he does make the breakthrough he deserves.
I thought in the first half, Bridge, Ryan Jack done a lot of good stuff, but then again, some of his passing was a bit wayward, shall we say, but I think he's the guy that breaks the play up for us.
Yeah, 100%. I'm obviously everybody's conscious of the lack of games that they've had, the lack of sort of ball to feet. It's really difficult to imagine how much that means to a player when you're doing a pre-season friendly. He's able to see the eye-ball contact, all that nonsense. Be able to gauge the ball, it's really difficult. So if you're running 40 yards, 50 yards with the ball, doing your long burster, getting yourself up the pitch with the ball at your feet, and you can't pass the ball, your legs are sore, that's for sure. These things happen, that's football. I'm afraid that it does happen. But yeah, I think Ryan Kent, I think he's a great player, by the way, for us. I think he's a great player for us. But yeah, that side, you're right there.
Bridges mentioned Ryan Kent. It was Ryan Jack I mentioned. Fox.
Ryan Jack, sorry. It was Ryan Jack I meant.
Ryan Kent made the first goal. Done some excellent things in a game. Sometimes out of possession could improve a bit with different runs. But again, I find it hard to criticise. And we've got to put it in perspective. It's second game of third game. I think we played Hamilton behind closed doors. So it's the third game of pre-season. So it's only the start, and I don't want to write too much into it,
Well, the thing is, it's an overseas tournament.
You're 100% right there, mate. Yeah, definitely. You can't be unhappy.
I was just going to say, we've went overseas and played in a tournament where we've no lost a goal and scored four goals in 2 games. We can only be pleased with that, friendlies or not.
I'm here having a go at the centre halves for no looking good, and I've played 2 games and no lost a goal.
I think the centre halves defensively look okay. But as you say, it's just I think every Rangers supporter's got a bit of fear in them when they're left in possession.
I think we should hold off until we get the official report about the game from the BBC or some of these other organisations who know how Rangers play and how poor they are and so on and so forth. That's what we should do. And that's a lot of sarcasm, of course. Foxy said the words there. Played 2 games, no lost a goal, scored 4. That's tremendous in anybody's language. And playing away from home, over in foreign land, that's good. That's brilliant. And won a tournament. Great stuff.
I don't think I'll be really honest with you, GFK. I've tried to watch some of the English Premiership thing, but I don't think it'll be good for football if they have to continue for a length of period behind closed doors, mate.
No, you're right there. The only games that have really been quite exciting. I mean, I actually watched the Hingley game the day before I watched the Rangers game. Was the Brentford Stoke game, because it was something to play for there, you know. But the other games are quite turgid. Another word I keep using again. But I think the atmosphere is obviously is lacking. You know, I know there was maybe supposed to be 3,000 or 4,000 there today, and you can see the blue noses there in the middle of the stand. I mean, I'm reading reports today that seemingly that the government in Scotland's not going to allow any football to start to possibly mid-October, and that for me, that's, you know, I'm not happy about that. But what else can you do? I know the English are talking about starting some games next month. So, but
sorry, Jimmy, can you just explain that a wee bit, Jimmy?
I'm sure it'll come up. I'm sure it'll come up as the week goes on when we get the actual what was said for the chief medical officer. Anyway, we'll be joined by Andy for Leeds. How are we doing, Andy?
Oh, not too bad. He's all keeping well.
All right, Andy.
All right, mate. All right.
Yep. All right. Doing all right, Bridge?
Thank you very much. I'm starting to recover, pal. Starting to recover. It's a long road.
He's obviously on strong meds, I'll tell you that.
Well, forgive me. I'm forgetting where I am sometimes, and I say things I don't mean.
I see the surgeon never managed to remove your hatred for the BBC out you anyway.
No, I'm afraid I'll never.
Wasn't that big a knife?
Dear. Oh, next question.
The surgeon said to Bridge in the operating theatre, you're the first guy ever to bring their own blade with him.
Brilliant. That's quite a good one, Oxford. I like that.
How we doing, Andy? What did you think of that?
Well, it was what it was, wasn't it? I would say from Thursday night, I think we went down a slight notch, but yeah, worthwhile exercise. When they brought their players on, they often puffed at us right enough, but we still stood up. I think we need a centre half, and we definitely need a striker. Like I said before, you put the ball in front of him, he'll score, but it was non-existent in the game, albeit he wasn't getting any service light. But we definitely need a striker in that. But I'll tell you what, it's always sweeter, isn't it, for actually winning a tournament when they're in it. You know what I mean? So that's been my day. A few beers, winning a tournament, and go forward, clean sheet. Big Ed, that Big Ed must have been most sure about him out. But 4 mistakes he made there with the passes out there. In Scotland, he'll not get away with that. But it's only early doors, and you know we can't be too critical. I mean, you know, 2 games, 2 clean sheets. That's from where we finished off. With Hamilton, we were in a bad place. So I think maybe the penny might have dropped in some of these guys now. You know, I know it's in the early doors, but you know, I think they can do it, can't they?
On the night's performance, I just seen we're watching the same team as last year, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Still early doors, and there'll be one.
I'm just saying on the night's performance. I'm not being critical. I'm just saying that's how I've seen it.
I thought the night was all about working out with keeping our shape, when to press when the ball came into the half and try and win the ball back. I thought we were very organised, and we didn't present Nice with many chances. Alan McGregor had a couple of wee saves near the end there, but apart from that, it was a stroll in the park for us as well, you know.
And they brought on a striker who cost 18 million for Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
you could hear the gaffer shouting the tempo, keep the tempo. You could actually hear them shouting that because there was obviously nobody in the stadium. And we did that when they brought on 2 or 3 players.
I think you misheard that. He said, if you don't improve, we'll send you to Temple.
Temple? Was it, I know a few people in Temple they wouldn't like to meet, aye.
Is that upper Temple or ordinary Temple?
Oh, there isn't any upper or lower Temple, mate. It's just Temple.
Oh, God.
But they brought on the boy, the 18 million pound player they brought on, but they obviously were looking to try and win the game, and that's why they started. I was reading it. It started with 7 or 8 of their fringe players at the kick-off, but they started to bring on their first teamers and that. But look, let's know. I know we're not getting carried away, Ox, here now, but let's not kid ourselves. two good results against very decent opposition. One of these teams is in the last 16 of the Champions League and playing in the French Cup final next week. So we're not getting carried away. It's good to be able to watch the football again, especially watching the Rangers. I know it's behind closed doors, but at least we've got the football back, building up. Next game's Motherwell, and then it's Coventry City, which we'll obviously talk about next week. But I'm happy. I can't criticise any performances.
Well, who thought we'd have won Betty games 2-0 before it started? Andy?
Oh, no, no chance. Absolutely. No, I was saying that I should be. I didn't fancy that at all. Right? I'll tell you what, though, it wasn't totally empty, was it? Because there was a few of the Rangers fans getting a wee bit of a sing-song at the end there, wasn't it? But no, I didn't think we'd beat them too. Maybe this mob that we played tonight, I would have thought we'd get them again, but that other mob we played the other night there, well, that might have been too much with where we finished. But no, they stood up,
Look, sorry, we're saying here we need to bring in players. How many people were pleased with what they seen out of Lewis Mayo and the young boy Patterson, who will be in the first team squad this season? And I don't think any of the two boys would let us down. I don't think we need to go out and spend. I think it'd be silly unless you're bringing a centre back in on loan. I don't see us buying a centre half because Katic happens to have an injury at the moment, and Hilander, who's also injured, will soon be back and playing. So there's no panic there, boys. We were always moaning about no giving young youth players a chance. We've seen two there that could possibly do a job and come into the first team if we get injuries.
I thought the boy Patterson tonight showed a wee bit of composure. He sort of made the right decision to turn away for goal just after he'd come on, and he just hoofed it. There was no put his foot through it and moved us up apart. And that, sometimes I think we play too much football in the wrong parts of the pitch, but maybe I've got it right.
I agree with Fox up to a point. I know I've always been saying about what we need now, but if he's going to give Greg Stewart a chance up front, because my main concern is, I still think we'll be able to keep Alfredo, but my concern is not about any suspension, but if he's missing for any reason, I just don't see Jermaine Defoe being able to sustain that week in, week out. So I'm looking for something.
Jermaine Defoe's got to play in a 2, mate.
He's got to play in a 2, so I mean, if Greg Stewart's allowed to, it was Greg Stewart and Alfie, or Greg Stewart and Defoe. I can't see him. I know he done it a couple of times last season. He played Jermaine and Fred up front together. But I mean, my concern is if Alfredo's no there, who have we got to replace him? Because I'm still 100% convinced that he'll still be with us.
And you come, Jimmy.
That's my only.
Carry on, Jimmy.
No, Bridget, you go. I was finished, pal.
Right, okay. I was just going to say I'm a bit concerned in the sense that we do have to invest in the squad for sure, and I still think we desperately need that leader on the pitch leader. So for me, I still want a huge centre half. I still desperately need a huge centre half who will be in a very commanding centre half. That's what I want, and they can do it the way. There's maybe a couple of positions in midfield, but I agree with Fox because we have got the youngsters. I'm not disappointed with any of the youngsters. As far as I'm concerned, they can be part of that squad and be able to step in whenever and do the business. And as sure as shooting like Hilander, people are going to get injured, and the youngsters should be able to naturally take their place. That's the best way to do things, isn't it? When it's necessary. But I do think they need to go and invest in the centre half.
It'll be interesting to see if we see Hilander in pre-season. I hope we do. What would they? Because that wouldn't be good if we didn't see him at all.
Yeah, I think that would be quite worrying, to be honest. Quite worrying.
Andy, who did shine for you today, mate? I mean, we done okay at times. There was periods of the game we played some decent stuff, but there was other times we gave the ball away cheaply. But we won the match. 2 good goals, I may add.
Yeah. Jack and Pat, but I would dull my team around them, as I've said to you. As Fox has just said, I like the look of Patterson, albeit short time he was on, but the other night he looks assured. He looks like a guy that's not going to dilly-dally on the ball. If we're in the trouble, it's getting out of there, and that's where it should be. Don't give him a chance to sniff on top with us. Who else? Them two really for me, albeit short time for Patterson. I had the boy Bojanis that scored at the end there. I think he seems to have bulked out a bit. I think he's got something about him. So maybe him as well. But I mean, I definitely agree with Fox on the youngsters because I'm the one that's shouting and saying, well, they're good enough, get them in. So I don't have a problem with that. But I definitely think we definitely need a centre half and we definitely need a striker. Anybody think that Dykes is going to come?
Don't know, mate. It's been rumoured for a while, but nothing's happened. So it seems as if it was going to happen, it would have happened because you'd have had a man in training with you. So
that's what I would
have. But if you're looking for players for other leagues, I think that's a window just opened, isn't it?
Opened yesterday, mate.
Aye, so the window's just open. So we'll see what it takes. It's up to the manager and recruitment to see what we need. Glenn Middleton, come on at left back. Interesting. Do you think they're maybe working on something with the boy, Fox?
Well, he's got the attributes with the pace and the attacking skills to fall back a bit. But I don't know what he would be in the defensive side of the game. Maybe with a bit of teaching, that'll be a position for him.
Aye, interesting.
I saw him making a lovely run tonight, Fox. Must have ran with 30-40 yards and then made a horrible pass. Horrible pass. I think to yourself, why is the boy doing that? Yeah? But yeah, he's a good player.
I was actually surprised to see him, JFK.
Me and all, mate. I just think he came on to make up the numbers game a game, mate. I don't see any in the substitution where he played. I think Gaffer just wanted to give everybody a chance. That's everybody had some game time, everybody, apart from Hollander, obviously. So, I don't see it happening long term.
Yeah, him and say the boy, what's the boy? The boy come on the other night. Oh, Doherty. Do you think him and Doherty could get on loan again, or do you think they could move on?
I still maintain there's no place for Doherty. I've said it before. I don't think he's a fit there for him. And Burjonis I think he's a long term for. I think the Gaffer will put him out on loan next season because I ain't getting him another contract. I think he thinks a lot of him. But Greg Doherty for me is, I think his times came and went, mate.
It's quite strange in modern football, Bridgeman. You get a contract and put on loan. That means you think a lot. It used to be when you get put on loan, the manager thought you were hopeless, wasn't it?
Yeah. Next step's the door. I have to agree with Jimmy. You all know this. The world knows that when they hear me talking about him. I've never thought that Doherty would be a Rangers player. But good luck to him if he can make it. That's brilliant. If he's going to play for the Rangers, what I saw, his performance, I only saw him for 10 minutes or so tonight, really. And what you saw there, it didn't seem to be.
Well, he wasn't on the night, Bridge. He didn't come on the night.
Oh, when did he come on? It was like, sorry, because I've been watching the Rangers game on Free Sports, so it was a Leon game. Leon, yeah.
Aye, come on in the Leon game.
So I saw a wee bit of that, and I never saw too much of him there. So not entirely impressed by him. I never was impressed by him ever. Probably a good player for Hamilton. He came from, wasn't it? He's probably been a good player for Hamilton, and obviously earned Hamilton a few quid. And good luck to him, as far as that's concerned. I just hate the thought that we've given them £500,000 and got zero.
Oxshire, can I come in? See the team that started the game tonight. How far away do you think that? And I know Alfredo didn't start, but looking at the rest of the team, obviously we've got Jermaine and Fred up front there vying for that number 9 place. But if you look at McGregor, Tavernier,
I think your first 11, if you know the players that's available, I think Fred would always be in at Fox, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I think it was quite near, Jimmy. I mean, Steve Davis would probably come in. Alfredo would come in.
Arfield.
And I don't know. I think Scotty Arfield will not have the same position in the first team squad as they had for the last couple of years. I think Joe Aribo is a very good player, and I think he'll be a mainstay in the side. Ryan Jack will be a mainstay. And of course, up front, you'll have Hadji and the boy Kent. But I've not been impressed with Hadji in the last 2 games, even though he scored 2 goals against Olympic Lyon. I think he just doesn't look up to speed for me. And he's easily pushed off the ball and sometimes makes a lot of blind passes as well as very good passes.
Jury's still out for me, Fox, got to be honest with you. Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right at home, but away, that's where the problem will be, and we can't afford that this season, can we? He did one of them blind passes today. I'm sure he did hit it on the line, flipped it back and let them through, didn't he? So, no, I'll go 50-50 on him at the moment. I think he's got something. I think the one thing about him, if he gets outside or around about the box, he'll have a shot, which we've not been doing for the last 2 years. I think he'll have a dig, so if that's the case, that he's going to do that when he's on top, somebody's got to be following them up, So, yeah, I'll go with you on that. I'll go 50-50 on that. He didn't look anything at all when we played away from him last season, did he?
GFK?
I think... right.
I'm the same as Andy said. I'm 50-50 on him as well, I know he scored the 2 goals the other night. It sounds to me he looks like a bit a lazy player. I don't know if it's just because it's a pre-season, but he kind of was like that when we got him on loan last season. So the jury's out for me, on the team. I think Kamara and Davis will be. I think Davis will be used sparingly, and Kamara will come in there and play that position. And obviously, the same with Jermaine and Alfredo. They'll swap game to game, or depending if it's a League Cup or the League or a Scottish Cup. So, and obviously we've got a big Katic still to come in. But Hadji, I'd agree with you, mate. The jury's still out for me on that one.
I don't like. I mean, no. I agree with Fox about his performance in the last 2 games, but I don't want to go overboard about pre-season. But let the boy get his fitness, and we'll judge him when it starts. But in the 2 performances, I think, in my opinion, the jury's still out. But
there'll be times Ox will be drooling there, that boy, this year. And there's times there will be non-existent in games, but we'll just have to take the bad with the very, very good at times,
I know what you're saying. Well, I think he could easily get his 20 goals in the season, because I think he's got that knack. But then there'll be other times when it'll be a 4 out of 10. So what you're going to get out of him, I don't know, Only time will tell. Interesting.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, Hadji, I thought Hadji was targeted tonight for times. He didn't get a chance to put the foot in the ball at all. And he was sort of lightly taken out a lot of times and bundled off and so on and so forth. So he really has to get himself positionally correct and do what he needs to do, because he can't go through a season up here in the Premier League expecting to go through untouched, because they're going to barge him and things like that. It's going to happen, and we saw a bit of that tonight. So he really needs to do it, otherwise he will frustrate a lot of people. He will frustrate people like hell. It's all right if he gets the free kicks for it. Great. It's half the time he didn't get them. Half the time he doesn't get them.
That's because he's thrown himself to the ground, mate.
Yep, agreed.
But I will see what it takes. Is Jamie Murphy, Fox, I've not seen him in a blue jersey for a while. Done okay and could have scored. Obviously getting miles in his legs, and we might see more of him in the pre-season, hopefully.
Well, there's always a chance that he could go out and loan, but if he remains as a squad player, Jamie Murphy's capable of scoring goals, and I think he'll pop up with goals all the way through the season, coming on as a substitute if he remains with us.
I have to agree with you that I was delighted to see him, absolutely delighted, and he's over the injury and some horror stuff. And by the way, I welcome him back, because I think he's a really good player, very skillful, and I agree with Foxy saying that he can score some nice goals.
Bridge, I just don't see him having the work rate and the closing down of some of the other front players we've got, and that's why I think he would just be a squad player. Do you know?
No, I tend to think, I agree with you, that in all probability will be just a squad player, and whether the club can afford to to pander to that. I don't know. So I don't know what the club's going to do. Sorry, Paul.
And I would also say Greg Stewart's in the same boat as well. I think it's kind of showing up when they only get 8 minutes over the 2 games there. That I don't think he's in Gerrard's plans either.
Well, I think our manager's got a lot going for him now at the moment, and he's seeing 2 squads of players. To be honest, what he's got is 2 squads. Some of them old school, i.e. Jamie Murphy and so on and so forth, just coming back from injury, and others are the new guys, newer guys that where young team came through and then fell away again, and he's brought them back in. So it'll be really interesting to see which way he's going to go. But unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the yardage and time-wise. He just doesn't have it. He's got to be able to pick his teams, his squads, because the window's opened up, and he's got to buy the correct. And everybody will agree, he's got to buy the correct players for the team. And whomever he buys will probably be a replacement for someone he's already got on his books. That's a good chance of that.
Well, I think we could maybe trim the squad a wee bit and then maybe bring a bit of quality in if that's the way to go. If he thinks of 3 or 4 players and then we're not going to play them, if you can get them a move.
Absolutely.
And then bring other players in, you know?
Absolutely, pal. 100%.
What did you think of Big Wes getting the job in the Premier League, guys?
No surprise, mate.
No, I quite like Big Wes.
And he could end up number 1 there because that guy, he's on loan for Manchester United, isn't he?
Yep.
I wish him nothing but well. He's never been a bad servant for the Rangers. I personally don't think he's a first team goalkeeper. However, they'll make these changes to suit themselves. And if West fits into it, good luck to him. I wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best.
Yeah, here.
Aye, good move for him. You know. But he could end up, if they keep that boy on loan, he's well thought in English football. Is he called Henderson as well? I think he is.
Henderson, aye. Yep.
He's a good keeper, him.
Aye, he's a good keeper, aye.
Aye.
Were you at that party last night?
Down in Leeds? Oh.
Nah.
The daughter came up this morning, like, I didn't know nothing about it, because obviously I stay in Pudsey, like, and you see this where the poles and all that. They've got this Leeds guy down on the ground, and this club is absolutely hammering him. Both fixtures going into it.
I was talking about a party. That wasn't a party, mate.
No, I'm on about the afterward. Which part are we on about?
Well, and the people celebrating. I thought you might have been there, but
anyway. No.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening, and it's over to you, Bridge.
Well, what can I say? Another result for the Rangers. Another good result in a European tournament, and we're the winners. And delighted to say so. And we'll see what happens out of this, and we'll see if we get enough worthy praise from our press, but I doubt very much what's going to happen. But to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of you, first of all, a huge thank you to you for all your kind thoughts. Much appreciated. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us.
You've milked it enough. Honey.
Oh, I'm saying nothing.
He'll be up for the best supporting actor at the Oscars. A lot of people have said a lot of kind words to you, Bridge, all the social media and to the show. So people glad to hear you back. They didn't think you'd be back so quick. Neither did we. You put on a sick line for 2 months. Listen, thanks Andy, thanks Jimmy, thanks Fox and All School Blue for taking the technicals. Thanks Bridge, thanks the Rangers for winning a tournament. I think we played as many teams as they did to win the European Cup, but there you go.
We played better teams.
Better teams are on. So we'll be back on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We'll be back on Wednesday after we play Motherwell, which will be interesting because, as Ricky Neal said, these are the teams that gave us problems. And we'll have met to reflect on Wednesday. Thanks for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. See you Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Take it away, Old School Blue.
The boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We support the Glasgow Rangers, do not Ibrox is the place. And we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the Magic Boys in Blue are the best team in the land. You've got to queue and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the Boys in Blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in Royal Blue. Yes, it's true, the Boys in Blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Ago the story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe we'll be travelling by land and sea and plane. The teddy bears have got the bears and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all.